Hi everyone, this is Roxanne of Rox Creates, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how I add shadows to my watercolor lettering. So if you follow my Instagram account, you know that this is my go-to style or my signature style. This is how I usually add some flair to my lettering because I don't use flourishes and all that. And so to make my lettering interesting, I just like adding shadows, and it goes way back when I was 12 years old. So adding shadows is like second nature to me because when I was 12, I first discovered Adobe Photoshop, and all I ever did was add drop shadow to every typography or every edit that I make. And so that really trained my eye to know where the shadows fall. And in my lettering, my light source usually comes from the left so that the shadows fall on the right. Now, tip number one is if you are unsure of where the shadows fall, you can always open Photoshop or any photo editing software that has a drop shadow feature and select a cursive or script font. That way you know where the shadows fall. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate today is how to add shadows when your light source is coming from the left. Now, it is just easy. For me, basically, it is just rewriting the same strokes, but you just have to know where to place them. Now, since the light source is from the left, then the shadows should fall on the right. Now, to demonstrate that better, I wrote these letters, and I'm gonna go through each letter and how to add the right shadows for each. I'll also link down below my blog post for this tutorial so you can get a PDF version of this guide. It's like a cheat sheet or a reference if you want to go back and review the shadows for each letter. Now, when you write the letter A, usually do it this way. Doing the shadows is just the same. I know when I do these sped up videos, you can easily get lost. Where do I add the shadows? How do I know where I add the shadows? To make it easier for me, I just followed the original strokes that I did. So if I write my letter A this way, I'm gonna also do the shadow that way. So now, this stroke right here, the right side is this. And this downstroke, since the light source is coming from the left, you're gonna add the shadow at the right side. And now this is an upstroke, so don't be confused. Tilt your paper and the right side is here. I know it's easy to add shadows when your strokes are all going down, but what if your stroke is going this way, going up? Or if your stroke is a horizontal stroke? When your light source is coming from the left, just always add it under. Now, let's add the downstrokes. And this is another stroke. So I'm gonna add it here. And this is how you add shadows to the letter A. Now for B, our first stroke is this one. I'm gonna add it under. Of course, when you tilt the paper, that's your right side. Now this is another stroke. So I'm gonna add the shadows on the right side. And I know this is where it gets tricky. Just follow the strokes. This is the right side of the stroke. I've reached the end. This is the right side of this downstroke. And that's how you add shadows to the letter P. This is the right side of this stroke. Stroke. Add shadows. Again, if you're unsure, don't hesitate to refer to any photo editing software wherein you can add drop shadows. That will give you an idea. Okay, so I made a mistake in shading the letter K and the letter P. So I am inserting this clip and I wrote them much simpler, and I'm not doing my usual letters. So it will be more useful to you. So just a recap. It is important to know how you write your letters. It doesn't matter if you write them the same way or differently, but knowing where your strokes start and end will help you know where to put the right shadows. And in this example, all the downstrokes I painted with magenta and the rest are in blue. So your first stroke is this upstroke, and it ends here. So your shadow should also end here. Now, your next stroke is this downstroke. So you put your shadow there and it must end there. Next stroke is an upstroke. I'm gonna put the shadow here on the right side. The next is another downstroke, which ends right here, and another upstroke. So you're gonna put the shadow there. Now, when I first started adding shadows to my work, I admit it can be really confusing, and I used to do it this way. And that is not the correct way of adding shadows. You're not just gonna follow the outline here and here. You must know where your strokes start and end. And once you mastered that, you can apply that technique in any letter that you write. And there you have it. This is my shadow cheat sheet that I will still have to edit and make a better version that you can download. But once it's done, the link will be in the description box, or you can just simply go to roxcreates.com. Now let's add some shadows to these words. Now we're going to go slow with these so I can demonstrate how to add shadows better. Now for this first letter, forest. First stroke is this upstroke for the letter F, so that's what we're gonna do. And then our next stroke is this downstroke. And then next, this is why I do it so fast. I don't have to think about it because in my mind I'm just rewriting the letter. And when you have been doing lettering for a long time, you already know it's just muscle memory when you write letters. And you can adapt that once you've tried doing some shadowing. The next is this downstroke. Another upstroke. Now the stroke for this letter E, of course, starts here, and your next stroke is this one, so the right side is here. So the next stroke is this C stroke, starting from here to here, so the shadows should be inside. And it ends here because from this point on you're doing an upstroke, so the shadows should be there. And now the letter S, start on this upstroke, and at this point the shadow should be inside because it's another stroke. You're doing another upstroke here. So this is the finished piece. We have added shadows to this word, which is forest, and I have more examples. Next, I'm gonna use this one, sunny. And this is my favorite color combination, my favorite color palette. Oranges, yellows, and my favorite pigment, bright opera. Just gonna do the same. So there's the letter U. It's the upstroke. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you have questions or if you have tips to share. And as I've said, a PDF guide will be uploaded on my blog roxcreates.com, and the exact post will be linked down in the description bar. And if you're not yet following me on Instagram, my handle is roxcreates. It's the same one for my Facebook page, but I am most active on Instagram. It's like my micro blog, and all tutorials will go up on YouTube, and as always, a text version will be provided in my blog. When I first added shadows to my lettering, it wasn't this good, and I'm still working hard to make it better because I have really shaky hands, as you can see in this video, and it's kind of hard to letter without running my head under the camera, so I kind of struggled with this video. So I hope this video was helpful. I just showed my own thought process on how I add shadows to my lettering. Some people do it differently, but this is how I do it. Feel free to take whatever you can take from this video, apply them to your own letters, add your own quirks, add your own techniques and styles, and I can't wait to see what you can do. If you have an Instagram or a blog or a channel, link it down below and I will follow you and check it out. And I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye.